What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to Small Biz. In today's video, we're going to talk about how one Wall Street prognosticator is calling for an 86% crash in the stock market. How in the world is Morgan Stanley, you know, the company that owns E-Trade, of which I love to use, is calling for a 1,000-point drop in the S&P by June? And is it really true that the Ask Jason channel is finally open for business? All that and more coming right up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy 2024. I can't tell you how excited I am, how grateful I am that you made it through another year along with yours truly. I am going to get another chair. In fact, I may go to Best Buy after this video and get one. We're going to open up the Ask Jason channel. I'll explain to you before the end of this video how it's going to work, or how I think it's going to work, at least to start off with. But I want to highlight some of the doom and gloom that you're seeing out there in what I consider to be the third major secular bull market in the last 100 years. Quick review. If you go back 100 years, let's call it post-World War II, close to it anyway, we've had two prior secular bulls, 26 and 27 years. The last major one, of course, was the early 80s to the dot-com bubble burst of 2000. The third began shortly after the 2009 low. And if you fast forward the equivalent of the last two, it's somewhere around 2034 and 35. And this secular bull, the last one being driven by boomers, the internet, and the cell phone, is now being driven by the millennials and Gen Z, which are twice as big as the baby boomers. Something we call artificial intelligence, which is going to dwarf the internet that Al Gore invented. Yeah, the rub and tug guy. And the productivity gains, the lack of stock or supply on the market because there's much fewer IPOs. And there's somewhere between 6 and 10 trillion on the sidelines with their unlubricated thumb up their ass because, unlike many of you, they were not in there buying the IWM at 162. So as I said this morning inside of the Discord, if we were to get a major fucking drawdown or even an out of nowhere bear market associated most likely with a recession, probably triggered by a commercial real estate collapse, right? The whole pandemic, the shift towards remote work, a lot of these guys are caught with their pants down. They've got financing, debt that's coming due at nosebleed type levels. They're not going to survive in many cases. That is one reason why we could have round two of a regional banking crisis sometime, let's call it late spring or early summer, when the Fed is due to start cutting rates. If that happens, yes, we're going to get a drawdown. We may get the equivalent of what Morgan Stanley, which again owns E-Trade, of which I love, is calling for 1,000 points down, related to a recession, problems or strains in the commercial banking system, and a consumer that's running out of room in terms of way too leveraged and extended on credit card debt. I disagree. I'm not as bullish as Tom Lee at Fundstrat. He says the IWM's going up 50% this year. We're obviously seeing relative strength. 4 out of our 5 stocks were 33% cash. Doesn't that feel good? Are actually up today. So the fact that they're throwing out the old winners from last year, Apple being a prime example, Coinbase, didn't I say the miners were topping? Didn't I tell you to buy MARA 2 months ago at 7.5? Get out of it last week at 31 for a quadruple? We had some people this morning, all the miners are coming back. Wrong. The miners have topped. Coinbase is topped. In terms of crypto, aka Bitcoin, I'd be watching it real closely right now. Last trade, 45,200. Obviously, it took... Is he really always this all over the map? No, I love what I do. And if you give me less than $2 a day by way of trysmallbiz.com, premium if you got a small biz, Discord if you don't, I can help you make a bloody fucking fortune. Because if we do go into a bear market, how do we survive? Index funds and ETFs. What are the 2 secrets that I've told you about getting rich during a bear market? You buy and hold until retirement. You do an S&P, a Q, and an IWM index or the ETFs like I use. And then the second secret is you double down inside your IRA, your 401k during a 9.6 month on average bear market. What's a bear? You go down 20% or more. So if we get that 20% drawdown, as per Morgan Stanley, or the whole world comes to a fucking end, as per Harry Dent, who has been right about half the time in the last 30 years, then you're going to be right alongside me. Because if you were here in 2022, the Italian from Laguna Beach will tell you, if you were following me on Twitter, we made a fortune during the meltdown of 2022. We were 93% win rate last year. I am one of the best penny stock traders on the fucking planet. And that's a fact. But I also know how to manage risk by way of investing. And I'm going to be holding your hand the whole way, whether it's this year, next year, or the year after, when the market will do a major shit show. It will pull down, at least in some of these markets, 20% or more. And I'm going to be here with a level head saying, here's how we get rich. Warren Buffett will tell you, you don't get rich in a bull market. You get rich in a bear. You get rich when everything falls apart. In 2008, you could have bought, when he did, Bank of America at $2 and change. It went to fucking 30 plus. You want the markets, if you're an investor, to come down and stay down for about 9.6 months. You cut back on expensive cuts of meat. You get rid of the expensive booze. You tell your friends and your family in particular, we're sucking it up. We're doubling up. We're tripling up inside of our IRA, our 401k, or even our taxable accounts like me, because I need the money to grow the business. And when you combine 70 or 80% of our money in a system like that, buy and hold and double down during bear markets, along with what Jason is doing, not only in the core holdings, which again, we were right 93% of the time last year, but now that we're opening up the Ask Jason channel, in closing, thank you very much for sticking with me. You can ask me, and it's about a quarter of my day, so I need your help getting referrals. I do write-ups on hundreds of stocks. And we have to keep it under control. We can't be doing 30 or 40 every single day. But the way it's going to work, at least to start, is you will ask me, I don't know, 8 to 10 a day, depending on how busy I am. And I do a write-up. I generally give you a short, intermediate, and long-term graph. So 3 of them. I tell you what they do, if there was a recent offering, they're paying off debt, etc. The important bullet point or 2. And then I close out by telling you exactly where to fucking buy it. We had over 80 in the first 4.5 months Ask Jason winners. Over 40 of the core holdings. About 130 fucking times in and out for over 30%. Is your broker doing that? Is your broker got you in a simple system where you can buy index funds and ETFs, hold them until you retire, and all you got to do every 2.5 years is double down or triple down during a bear market? And do you have someone that can get you in and out on average every 30 days for 30%? The fuck you do, except for right here. There's 2 ways, if you're inside of the Discord, that I can tag you. At everyone is what I've been doing with the core holdings. Those are my trades. The Ask Jason channel will get the write-up as it has done in the stock chat room. That's 80 to 90% of the action. So if you're talking to yourself in the Traders Lounge, which is casual before and after market, you need to get your ass inside the stock chat room. So I will still do the write-up there, but then I will copy and paste the same write-up inside of the Ask Jason channel, which is right above the buy zones now. The benefit for the 20% or thereabouts that are online all day is I will be using a tag called @here. So @everyone is all of my trades. And I'm going to try to keep it capped somewhere around 7. Right now I'm 5 stocks long, 33% cash. We were as high as 8 stocks long, no cash, not too long ago. So if I keep it on average around 7 in the core holdings, which again is @everyone, you will get it sent to your phone whether you're online or not. And then I keep room of, say, for 3 Ask Jason stocks, because I don't think you should own more than 10 stocks in a trading account. You get too thinned out. You're too much like an index fund. You want to crush the market? Keep it somewhere between 7 and no more than 10 stocks. So I will @here every Ask Jason write-up. If it's a green or if it's a yellow, I will not be tagging you on the throw it overboard. You'll have to go into the Ask Jason channel to see those. You only need to be alerted on what's an immediate buy, green, or a cautious buy. We're still waiting for somewhat of a pullback. @here will tag everyone that's online. Right now, we have about 22% of our 350 strong online. So if you want to be a part of hundreds of Ask Jason reviews that I was right more than 90% of the time on, whether I saved you from getting your ass kicked with a red circle or told you when to get in with a green or a yellow, you need to get your fucking ass online, because there's no way I'm going to tag everybody dozens of times every week on all the trades. So if you want not only the core holdings, but also the Ask Jasons where you can ask me and I'll do a write-up and tag you on the ones you should buy, you guessed it. Get your ass over to trysmallbiz.com. Premium if you got a small biz. Discord if you don't. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, always remember that I love you and I thank you so very much for watching. It's going to be a great fucking year.